Relationships thrive on trust, mutual respect, and open communication. However, even the strongest partnerships can face challenges, and sometimes, small cracks can grow into major issues if left unaddressed. Interestingly, research reveals a startling statistic. 85% of men fail to recognize signs of infidelity in their relationships. This isn't due to a lack of intelligence or care, but because the indicators are often subtle, cleverly masked behind seemingly innocent words and behaviors. The good news? Knowledge is power. By learning to recognize the nuanced ways people communicate, both verbally and non-verbally, you can safeguard your relationship and emotional well-being. In this video, we'll uncover 6 seemingly harmless phrases that might indicate infidelity and explore what they could mean, as well as how to address them. Before we dive in, take a moment to reflect on your relationship. Do you actively pay attention to your partner's words and actions, or do you sometimes dismiss unsettling feelings as paranoia or overthinking? Awareness is your best defense. With an open and attentive mindset, you can navigate potential challenges with clarity and confidence. Phrase 1. I feel like I need more space right now. In relationships, it's natural for individuals to crave personal space. Healthy partnerships are built on balance, where both partners have the freedom to grow as individuals while nurturing the relationship. When someone expresses a need for space, it might not always be a cause for concern. Personal space allows people to reflect, pursue their passions, and recharge emotionally. However, when this request comes unexpectedly or coincides with emotional withdrawal, it's worth paying attention. Often, when infidelity is at play, the need for space could be used as a strategy to create distance and explore other possibilities. It's not just about needing time alone. It could be about carving out opportunities to spend time with someone else without raising suspicion. The timing, context, and behavior accompanying this request are crucial. For example, if your partner suddenly starts spending significant time away, becomes less communicative, or avoids intimacy altogether, these could be signs of deeper issues. While asking for space isn't inherently suspicious, the shift in dynamics, such as a noticeable lack of interest in spending time together, can be telling. What to look out for? Defensive reactions. If your partner becomes defensive when you gently ask why they need space, it could indicate they're hiding something. Communication gaps. Unexplained or increased gaps in communication during their alone time might signal secretive behavior. Reduced affection. A sudden decline in intimacy or emotional connection might be linked to something beyond personal growth. How to approach it? The key is to remain calm and understanding. Accusations or confrontational behavior might push your partner further away, even if they're innocent. Instead, express your concern with empathy. A response like, "I understand you need space, but I want to make sure everything is okay between us. Let me know if there's anything you're feeling or need to talk about," can open the door for a deeper conversation. This approach positions you as supportive while allowing you to observe any inconsistencies in their responses or actions. Pay attention to how your partner reacts. Are they open to discussing their feelings, or do they avoid giving you a clear answer? Ultimately, trust is important in any relationship, but blind trust without awareness can leave you vulnerable. By addressing this issue with compassion and staying observant, you can gain clarity about the situation while maintaining your emotional balance. Phrase 2. I don't think I'm good enough for you. At first, this phrase might seem like a heartfelt expression of insecurity or a moment of self-reflection. It could even come across as humility. However, when repeated without a clear explanation, it might signal something deeper. In some cases, this phrase is used as a subtle deflection or even a way to shift the focus from the speaker's behavior to their self-perception. When someone feels guilt, especially related to infidelity, they may attempt to justify their actions internally or preemptively shift the narrative. By saying, "I don't think I'm good enough for you," they may hope to plant the idea that the relationship struggles stem from their inadequacy rather than questionable actions. This phrase can also serve as a way to test your reaction. gauging how you might respond to a potential breakup or distance in the relationship. It's essential to consider the context in which this statement is made. Is it a one-time expression during a vulnerable moment, or is it repeated in ways that deflect accountability? Repeated use of this phrase, especially when paired with emotional withdrawal or avoidance of meaningful conversations, might indicate internal conflict tied to deeper issues. What to watch for? Frequent use of this statement without explanation. Emotional distance when discussing the relationship's future. A lack of willingness to address underlying concerns openly. How to respond? Approach this statement with curiosity and kindness. For instance, you might say, "Why do you feel that way? Is there something that's been on your mind or bothering you?" This type of response invites an honest discussion and shows that you're open to understanding their perspective. While this phrase doesn't always signal infidelity, it often indicates that the individual is grappling with something significant. By encouraging open communication and observing their actions, you can better assess the situation and determine the next steps. Phrase 3. Maybe we should take a break. The suggestion of taking a break in a relationship can be genuine in some cases, serving as an opportunity for both individuals to focus on personal growth or address specific challenges. However, when the idea of a break is brought up unexpectedly or without a clear reason, it could be a red flag. This phrase might sometimes be used to create distance in the relationship while leaving the door open for other possibilities. For someone contemplating infidelity or already involved in it, proposing a break can be a way to explore their options without officially ending the relationship. It allows them to test the waters while keeping you as a fallback. The context in which this suggestion is made, as well as the behavior leading up to it, are critical in determining the true intent. What to watch for? Hesitation or vagueness. If your partner struggles to articulate why they feel a break is necessary or gives unclear reasons, this might indicate they're unsure of how to justify it. Refusal to set boundaries. A lack of clear timelines or agreements for the break can suggest an ulterior motive. Emotional withdrawal. If there's been a noticeable shift in connection or intimacy before this conversation, it could signal dissatisfaction or a desire for distance. How to respond? Instead of reacting defensively, approach the topic with calmness and a willingness to understand. You might say, "What's making you feel like we need time apart? I'd like to understand how we can work through this together." This approach opens the door for transparency and encourages your partner to share their true feelings. It's important to listen carefully and observe their body language and tone. If the response feels evasive or defensive, it could point to unresolved issues or hidden intentions. Taking a break isn't inherently negative, but it's crucial to ensure it's being suggested for the right reasons and not as a cover for something more concerning. Phrase 4. He just understands me so much better. Hearing your partner frequently talk about someone else, a coworker, friend, or acquaintance, can raise concerns. Statements like, "He gets me," or "I can talk to him about anything," might indicate an emotional connection forming outside your relationship, which could lead to something more if unchecked. What to watch for? Frequent mentions of the same person in conversations. A noticeable shift in emotional intimacy, sharing less with you and more with this individual. Comparisons between you and the other person. How to respond? Avoid accusations and approach the topic with curiosity. You might say, "You've mentioned him a lot lately. How close are you two?" Often, her response will reveal more than the words themselves. Phrase 5. I'm working late again tonight. Work can be a convenient excuse for spending time away from home. While occasional late nights are normal, a sudden increase in these instances or vague explanations could be cause for concern. What to watch for? Defensive behavior when asked about her schedule. Inconsistent or conflicting details about her work commitments. Changes in appearance, like dressing up more formally than usual for work. How to respond? Bring up the topic casually. For example, "You've been working late a lot recently. Is everything okay at the office?" Pay attention to whether her response is open and detailed or dismissive and defensive. Phrase 6. I'm just going out with some friends. Socializing with friends is healthy, but when plans become vague or lack follow-up details, it might warrant closer attention. Infidelity often requires opportunity, and ambiguous outings can provide the perfect cover. What to watch for? Evasiveness when asked about her plans. A lack of stories or details about the outing afterward. Changes in behavior, such as emotional withdrawal after these outings. How to respond? Express interest without sounding accusatory. For example, "That sounds fun. Who are you going with?" A forthcoming response is usually reassuring, while evasiveness may signal something is off. Infidelity is one of the most painful challenges a relationship can face. While the phrases discussed don't guarantee betrayal, they can indicate underlying issues that require attention. Relationships thrive on trust, communication, and mutual effort, but ignoring signs of distress can lead to emotional harm. By staying aware of your partner's behavior, communicating openly, and trusting your instincts, you can protect your emotional well-being. Remember, trust doesn't mean ignoring red flags. It means addressing them with care and clarity. Ultimately, your emotional health should always be a priority. Pay attention, ask questions, and remain honest with yourself and your partner. Awareness is your greatest ally, and it empowers you to make decisions that are best for your well-being. Stay strong, stay aware, and value the love and trust you build in your relationships.